Hey gorgeous! If you notice that kind of thing, I am wearing the same outfit as the last video because this is the same day. I just put away the laundry to pretend I have my life together. I mentioned in the last video we've gone on a couple adventures recently and I haven't had the chance to sit and talk about them. They're small little things that we're just doing to play with our cameras, and I just wanted to, I don't know, maybe show off a little bit. But this next trip was actually with a different friend of mine. We decided to go, me, Jake, and my friend decided to go to northeast Minneapolis. This friend of mine, she's gone with me. In the past, we went on a trip to Korea and Japan together where she had like her big fancy camera. And she still has that camera, but she never really gets a chance to use it. The last time she did, it was with Jake and I in a park like years ago when we were still like dating and not married. And a lot of people thought the pictures she took were engagement pictures. Even though we hadn't gotten to that point yet. Anyway, she's very good with a camera. She takes great pictures all the time. And so we were really excited to go out with her and explore. So the main sites we hit, we went to the Stone Arch Bridge in Minneapolis, took a look at the scenery there. It was funny, while we were walking, I had my camera up, I was taking a picture of the skyline, and I saw someone who I thought looked familiar, but I was like, no, it can't be. Right? But then I said his name, and he turned. And it was the man who was Jake's best man. Him and his wife were actually on the bridge. At the same time they'd gone to a tea house, and they were just taking a stroll. And we caught up with them there for a little bit. We hadn't seen them in quite a while, so that was really cool. And then we just headed on our separate ways. We walked across the whole bridge, and I wanted to take pictures of the Mill City ruins. I couldn't really get any good pictures close up. You couldn't really go inside the ruins, which should have been very obvious to me, but for some reason I thought there is some sort of entry, but there wasn't. And so we kept on walking, and we got to the Guthrie Theater. This was my first time at the Guthrie. I've never seen a show there yet. So you're able to, if you go to the Guthrie, you can just walk inside. It's sort of like a public space. I think it's closed on Mondays, but otherwise it's open. And we walked inside, and we were going to go to, what is it called? The, Endless Bridge, I think? And we were going to walk there. We get up to the, 4th or 5th floor, or wherever the elevator told us to go. And there was a woman there, and she saw us with our cameras, and she's like, oh, you need to go up to floor 9. That's where the Amber Room is, we'd seen the room from the bridge. And we didn't actually know how to get up there. We were thinking of asking somebody, so it was nice that she just told us. So we went up to the Amber Room, and I was the only one brave enough to walk across, the amber flooring where you could see through it. And we looked out at the skyline. The lighting was so cool in there. It just felt like everything was sepia-toned. And it was really fun just to see everything in a different light. And also the same thing too when we went down to the bridge, the windows in there were blue, so you kind of had a blue tinge to everything, and it looked pretty futuristic. Then you could go outside and just kind of walk around and take pictures or whatever, and it was a treat. I'm really glad we stopped at the Guthrie. It wasn't on our list of things to do. We were just wandering. So I would highly recommend just checking that out. Even if you don't want to take pictures or video, if you just want to look at the scenery, you have a pretty good vantage point from basically any window there. So we had walked along, from Stone Arch Bridge, we'd walked along the Mississippi to get to the Guthrie. So we had quite a few views of the Mississippi, so we decided to go further into town. So we pretty much just walked the mean streets of northeast Minneapolis. Not really. It's a very nice area. After a while, though, things started to look a little samey. So we eventually went back to the car. And my friend, she's a vegetarian. So I decided to look up a few vegan places in the area. Unfortunately, the 3 vegan places I had looked up were closed by the time we got around to eating. I thought we were going to eat around noonish. We ended up getting there about noon, and then we walked around for 2 or 3 hours. So we ended up just kind of Googling it on our phones when we got back to her car. But there was a restaurant called Stalk and Spade, a vegan place, and they had just burgers and nuggets and fries, that kind of thing. So we drove to that area. It took us a while to find parking, and then once we found parking, we're like, well, let's wander around a little bit and just see what we can see what we can take pictures of, because why not? We're in a new area. I know after we ate, we took a lot of pictures of a bridge and just walked around, but the restaurant I went to, Stalk and Spade, was actually a very, very nice restaurant. Since we went at like kind of like a weird like 3 o'clock time, there were 0 other people there besides the workers. So it was cool to kind of just take a video of like the whole restaurant and just get like a good sense of the vibe there. And Jacob and my friend, I think they both got burgers. I got chicken nuggets and fries. And I've got to say, if you ever go to this place, oh my god, get the fries. The fries are, if you like McDonald's fries, these are basically McDonald's fries, but like actually a little more salted and not soggy, like 0 sog, like not even a little bit. They were, I would say these are hands down the best fries I've ever had. And I told Jake afterwards, I was like, I should have just gotten 2 orders of fries, because I was a little disappointed in the nuggets. They didn't taste like, they tasted just like chicken nuggets, really. They were just a little like extra oily, and that didn't sit right with me, I think. Like, they tasted fine, but the texture, I usually prefer more crispy, and yeah, these were like, they were crisp in some spots, but also oily in others, so wasn't huge on, at least the batch I got. I took a bite of Jake's burger though, and Jake's burger was very good. So yeah, completely vegan. I feel like if you hadn't told me it was vegan, I wouldn't have known. It tasted all very like what it was supposed to taste like. So definitely highly recommend it. Please get the fries if you go there. Jake got the sweet potato fries, and those weren't bad either, but I prefer just regular fries. I didn't even need ketchup. Generally, I don't use ketchup. I'm a little weird, but they're so good. And yeah, after Salt and Spade, we went and took pictures of a bridge. We wandered around a little bit longer. We actually ran into somebody who was also taking photos, so they stopped to talk to us, and they're just like, oh, hey, so you're doing this too? And they asked if we were like students. We're like, oh no, we just have cameras. They're like, oh, me too. And then we actually saw like him go up to a different guy and be like, can I take a picture of you? Which, like, we're not on that level. We're not gonna ask people to take pictures of them. We're mostly taking pictures of the scenery. And like every so often we would like get a picture with people in it, but nothing like, well, sort of. I didn't really get any on purpose. I know Jamie was trying to kind of get couples, and there was one where a woman was like carrying her dog like a baby. It must have gotten tired or something. I mostly try to stick to scenery because I don't want to like be weird with people. But there were some really cool looking people. I kind of wish I had just been like, hey, can I take a picture of you? Because you look rad. Like there were like 3 people. I was like, whoa, their style was just on point. Anyway, so that was our little Minneapolis journey. That was a wild day too, because we hung out with my friend basically all morning, and then we went home. We split up because she had to go run errands, but then she came back to our place, and then we had a party that night because it was a different friend of ours' birthday earlier in the week. So then we all hung out again and played card and board games and just hung out catching up. So it was a really great day. That's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Look at him, he's sick. He's